So good morning from south coast of the Isle of Wight, here on Ventnor Downs. Just going to have a quick walk over on this open bit, I think. See if we can see any larks or pipits that are nice. There's skylarks singing. There's plenty of meadow pipits up here. It's late April 2025. Good time for migrant birds. Must remember to look overhead as well as on the deck. What's that perched up over there, I wonder? Let's have a look. Linnet, I think. Walking into the sun at the moment, but I'll be walking back on myself in a minute. So there's one car. I like it up here because it's not often that disturbed, even though it's all open to the public, all owned by the National Trust. Don't get that many dog walkers, especially this time of day. It's about 7:30 in the morning. No, it's not, it's about 7 in the morning. It's a nice area on this side. Good fence lines for wind chats or shrikes. A shrike would be nice, wouldn't it? What's singing? Can hear a couple of white throats. Nice blackbird and dunnock off to my right, singing away. What cracking habitat. Open grasslands on the summit of Ventnor Downs. And then this heathy kind of heathery, this is chalk heath, so it's all chalk downland, but on the top it's capped by gravel, so it's acidic and chalky. Acidic and chalky at the same time, basically. So you've got chalk heath, which up here is heather of various sorts, and gorse and bramble, and whitethroats up in there somewhere, up in that sycamore. If he comes into view, if I can see him, I'll try and get a close-up shot of him, but I can't see him at the moment. And he's not moving, so... One carrion crow, there he goes. Song flight. So I've seen him land, but I'm not going to be able to focus through the canopy, I don't think. There he goes again. Kind of giving up on this whitethroat because he's very mobile. Doing lots of song flights. So I'm not going to get a close-up video shot, I don't think. Every time I say that, it goes up into the open. May see another one in a minute, so let's walk this way. I'm going to try and cross into the field to the left just up here so we can walk without the sun in our eyes. Hopefully the filter on this camera is sorting it out to some extent. Image quality will improve in a second, I promise. Flying over there, dived into cover. Nice wren behind me. Little group of linnets ahead. Cross over here. Another vehicle, but another dog walker. Luckily you get very few this time of day, so we're fine. They love nesting in this gorse, the linnets. I'm coming down to the little dew pond just down here. Can't see anything on the muddy edges of the dew pond. No green sandpiper. But there were a couple of linnets having a drink. There's nothing much flying over this morning. No visible migration. Haven't seen many swallows coming in yet, as in coming in off the sea. Seen a few actually inland on the island, but not many actually actively coming in from their migration off the sea. Tends to be how it works really. See them on their breeding grounds before, or inland at least, before you see a few on the coast. They nip over very high and very quick. Lovely shrike habitat here, isn't it? Although there's not a great amount of food at the moment. The bumblebees and that have been pretty scarce. What's that perched over there? Oh, it's a nice windchat. Let's try and get a close-up of that. Well, that was a very distant windchat. Quite a nice looking one there. Well, it's difficult for a windchat not to look nice. They're stunning little birds. That won't stick around to nest, unfortunately. Might be heading for Salisbury Plain trading area, which is about the only place for windchats left in southern England. Shockingly, they used to be common in London, or frequent in London, nesting in rough waste ground and along railway corridors and that. And unfortunately, we've done so much damage to the countryside and urban habitats that they're just virtually extinct now in the UK, probably declining everywhere around Europe. So far along here we've had windchat, linnets, skylarks and meadow pipits. Oh, and Dartford warbler singing in the background. And obviously white throats. So along here, dogs are meant to be kept under close control on leads. This one ahead of us isn't. The reason for keeping them on leads is because of all the nesting skylarks and meadow pipits on the ground. This dog owner's ignoring that. It's a shame really you get one or two people that ignore the signs that are clearly everywhere. Morning. I'm not going to say anything, I'll just put it on YouTube. Let the National Trust deal with it if they ever will. Or they ever can. It's very difficult to know what to do really. If horrible, ignorant people just ignore the rules and allow their dogs to run all over the place. Everywhere when they're expressly asked not to. And what can you do, eh? Trouble is, skylarks don't stand a chance actually successfully raising a brood when there's dogs running around everywhere, because they get constantly flushed off the nest, and that causes the chicks to get chilled and also just to explode out of the nest, and then they're really prone to crows and just getting lost basically. And sometimes if a dog encounters a nest of eggs, it will eat eggs. That's been proven with web cameras stuck on nests. So there's video proof that that happens. What's that there? Nest building meadow pipit. Probably overstated it saying that dog walkers do that are horrible. They're not. They're just selfish, probably is the harshest word I can use. But probably it's up to the National Trust to get up here and do a bit more meeting and greeting dog walkers and informing people of why there are signs saying please keep your dogs on a lead in this area. Although the sign does say why. It says because there are ground nesting skylarks and birds here which have a horrible time when there's loads of dogs running around everywhere. It's kind of obvious, you know, your average dog walker ought to be able to work it out. There's a lovely skylark there. Anyway, changing the subject. Not seeing very much this morning. That's rather lovely. What I might do is double back a little bit, back walking into the sun, find a little path that goes up towards the pillboxes, see if I can see anything on the summit of the slope here. A lovely view looking north towards St Martin's Down and Shanklin Down, and then beyond that is the mainland, or the rest of the island, and then the mainland. And there's my arm. Turn you back round again. Oh, already confused the gimbal there. Oh, there's a little path here by the looks of it. I don't want to walk through the long grass because I'm just doing exactly what I said the dog walkers should avoid doing. But there's a path here, so what cracking habitat. Nice to see the emerging bramble. There's some blackthorn and hawthorn, mainly hawthorn. Right, let's try and get onto the main path just over there. Can't see any wheat ears or anything around the pillboxes, which is often where they get. Or it's often a good indicator that there's a few around if there's one or two hopping around these brick structures. Might quickly walk down and have a look into Coombe Bottom from the back path. What's the time? Just check the time, excuse the zip sound. Time is 7:32 in the morning. Oh, there goes the zip again. So I am back to Dorset this coming week. Farm meetings and meeting with my boss. Go and have a look at Liscombe. Rapidly coming into its best again, Liscombe. It's great over winter, but it's much nicer in summer. Spring and summer especially. Nice blackbird ahead. Wonder if I can get a video clip of him. Song thrush beyond that. Oh no, there goes a blackbird. The old song thrushes love nesting in the gorse up here. And there's a few pairs. Linnets overhead. There's their own Cornish valley on the Isle of Wight, Coombe Bottom. So there's a goldfinch, but I can't see where it is. It's probably right in front of me. Couple of chiff chaffs as well.